Welcome back, dear viewers, to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We return to Boobhammer the Wanderer. We follow Okawaru, and we've turned into a mostly fighter type, but we have this cool crossbow of hellfire that's very, very strong, and some spells, some of which are useful, others, whatever. We're drained right now. We were up against the Elves of Elf 3. We found this awful, awful leather armor, -8 leather armor of trial and error, and we cleaned up our stash and our inventory a little bit. But we are going to head to... Do I want to do Vaults 5? Vaults 5 is really scary to me. We could do the Crypt. Crypt would be fine. I have a ton of negative energy resistance somewhere. Yeah, we can toss this on and have 2 pips of resist negative energy. Yeah, that seems good. And a bunch of magic resistance. What's our magic resistance without that ring? Okay, so that does take us up the final 2 pips. Alrighty. Oh, the other thing I was going to do. Can I memorize flight? Flight. Oh, in the temple. What do we have in the temple? Why do we have things there? I don't understand. Blat. So what do we have here? Bad cutlass, the cutlass of cock? Interesting. Alright, let's return to our stash. Drop off these books. And I will definitely memorize flight. That's a no-brainer. So I can get rid of this ring of flight. I guess we didn't originally intend to cast spells. We only have 2 spell levels. Oh, right, but I want to I kind of want to forget. Yeah, Cure Poison is not super useful to us at this point. And that takes up several spell levels. Yeah, that seems like the one to get rid of. Since we have no ability to cast Deflect Missiles yet, I want to keep Repel Missiles as an option for now, for sure. Let's drop those back off, drop off the wand that I picked up. Sure. Okay, back along our merry way, let's go to the crypts. Crypts. Although maybe I want to do the Hollow Blades first. Yeah, I want to do the Hollow Blades first. For sure. I don't think it really matters which amulet we're wearing. It's unlikely that we'll be confused. I guess being able to berserk is nice. We're not too concerned about resisting negative energy. La-di-da-da-da-da. I guess, well, were we drained by it? Once. That's a shame. I hate being drained in here. This is a place that I come to recover from draining sometimes, because it's kind of just free experience. It's hard to die in here, unless you're really incautious. And who knows, we might find a cool mace. Of course, that would mean we'd have to fight a cool mace, which is scary, but, you know, whatever. A quick blade. This is the second quick blade we've found. Some characters go entire games without ever finding a quick blade. We just don't appreciate what we have. Dire Flail of Draining. That's exciting. We probably means we were drained again. Yeah. Well, our skills are they're only 0.2 below below normal, so it's not too bad. I guess we can get our crossbow out and blast some of these guys. Ha! Eat hellfire! This is actually incredibly effective. Yeah. It's super effective. Oops. We hit ourselves with it. Oh well. More draining. Such a spoil sport. Which one is it? Short sword of draining. Okay, let's take care of it first. Then this Lajatang, since it's the most dangerous. Ruined Battle Axe is also fairly dangerous. Oh, good. We got rid of our draining. That's excellent. That's very good. Very good, sir. Man, yeah, this crossbow is just so good. It does completely destroy the bolt every time you use it, no matter what sort of ammo you're using. So that's kind of a downside. So really just nothing exciting here. Yeah. There's a great mace of draining, that's it. Okay, well, we got rid of our draining. That was key. Do we want to go on to the crypts? Do we want to do the depths? I feel like doing the depths wouldn't be a bad idea, but we can do the crypts just fine. Yeah, let's do the crypts. Bring it on, undead. We will not be doing the tombs, of course, because the tomb is outrageously difficult. Far more difficult than anything else we have access to right now. Oh, oops, I hurt myself with Hellfire. I guess I didn't notice the guy standing in front of me, something like that. I'm not sure. That guy's hitting me with a halberd. I'll go upstairs. And return. Yeah, so he was next to me. Necromancers are a little bit annoying because the things that they reanimate, conjure up, whatever, what have you, don't go away when you kill them, unlike summoners. Cool. Alright, what are our skills looking like? Can we cast this yet? Getting there. It's not at 100% anymore. That's a plus. Yeah, we can go berserk if we need to. That's really nice. This we're just keeping on for the magic resistance. 2 pips of magic resistance is generally worth keeping on, even in absence of another effect, and it does kind of have another effect. I mean, we have a couple spells. We possess magic that we may want to... Oh, that was stupid. I knew it was going to move towards me. Whatever. We can still beat him up. Beat them all up. Potion of Blood we can just pick up and drink. It provides us with some minimal nutrition. There's a Ghost of Silence somewhere around here. That's what all the purple squares are areas that are completely... that are under the influence of magical silence. Oh, a flayed ghost. Gross. Gross, gross. When we kill it, our wounds heal, fortunately. But it is kind of creepy, at least, seeing your blood just explode out of you. The reason why they get to move so many spaces when we fire off our crossbow is because we're wielding a shield, and so our rate of fire with our crossbow is greatly slowed. Which is fine. We're just using it as sort of a long-range nuke while we're waiting for things to close with us when we don't want to close with them. We might as well not move if we don't have to. I don't know what that scroll is. I'm not sure what we have yet to identify. Silent Spectres can be really rough for casters. If you didn't guess. Ooh, it's either Acquirement or Enchant Weapon 3. I'm very okay with either of those. Yay, Acquirement. We'll definitely get armor. Always acquire armor. We have no reason to get any of these other things. Weapon is not likely to give us anything that we want, so we'll go with armor, and we get an artifact cloak. Magic resist and accuracy +3. Okay, that's not the best cloak in the world. We'll actually probably keep on preservation. But this will be fantastic for the slime pits. It'll be, I guess this... Yeah, this is immune to acidic corrosion. This is our only thing that can be corroded at this point. If we use our old artifact mace, which will do a little bit less damage than our demon whip, but it won't. There's no chance of it being corroded. So we can actually take on the slime pits now. At least slime 1 through 4 or 1 through 5. Slime 6 is where you find the royal jelly, and the royal jelly is, well, quite strong. It is the only sentient worshipper of Jivya, the god of slimes. It's incredibly fast, incredibly strong, can summon other slimes, and generally make your day less pleasant. it is fast enough to chase down most characters. Donald, whatever, we'll kill him and hope we get a shield of reflection. It is a glowing shield. It is a shield of reflection! Woo! Definitely worth giving up 5 armor class for the ability to reflect projectiles at things. Yeah. That's pretty neat. Did we actually get... No. It's just a normal shield. These guys are somewhat annoying. Our whip of cold is not at its best here, I'm realizing. We're not doing as much damage as we could be. Vampire Knight blinked. Oh, we got a gift. Ooh. Ooh, artifact crystal plate armor. That may change our whole style of play. We may give up on the spell casting plan entirely and just switch to that. It's potentially that strong, but we have to see what it does first. We don't know if it's any good. Man, this necromancer has been a real pain in our keister. All right, let's grab this. This could be the coolest item I've ever found. It's entirely possible. Let's go out here after we kill this guy. Let's get out of here and try on this rest up, of course. Let's try on this crazy armor, see what it's like. The +9 crystal plate armor of purpose. That is insane. That is just bonkers. That's so much armor class. Our armor class rockets up to 37. Oh man, we lose our resist negative energy, but we're maxed out on resist fire and resist cold. Accuracy -3, that's not too bad. Stealth plus is a joke. We're still extremely unstealthy. It's naturally very unstealthy. But that's just really powerful. Wow. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like our strength isn't high enough to even effectively use this. We need it to be at least 23. We'll be suffering a penalty to our melee attacks because of that. So we really can't even use it yet. Which is fine, because this is still very strong. Evasion 21 versus... Oh, evasion 10. Yeah, that's a huge hit. So we can't really use this yet. That's a shame. But we'll just, drop it off here. And remember that it's there. That's really cool. If we had gone a straight bruiser route instead of going for the extended endgame, this would just guarantee us a win. A 3-rune win. We would just put this on, forget about ever casting spells, and just bash our way through the rest of the game. Ramp up our armor skill and our strength. But I think that we will get further with this Pearl Dragon armor, honestly. The resist negative energy is just nice to have on, especially in the late game. Helps protect you from some of the beasties in the Abyss and the Hells and Pandemonium, etc., etc., etc. Plus, we want to be able to cast spells, as I've said before. There's no way we'd be able to cast any spells ever, period, in Crystal Plate armor. The odds of being able to do that are virtually non-existent. We would have to have completely maxed armor skill, completely maxed skill in the spell school. I don't know what else. Wizardry, probably multiple sources of wizardry. I don't know. It would be prohibitively difficult to have both. The lengths that we would have to go through to be able to cast spells while wearing that armor would drain our resources to the point where it wouldn't be worth it. Crystal plate armor is not for spellcasters. But it's certainly, I mean, if you get a crystal plate armor, and you're going a more strength-based melee build, just put it on and don't look back. It's really strong. Take it from me. Take my word for it. We don't know what that is. Interesting. We don't know what this is either. Ring of Poison Resistance. I guess we'll carry it with us since we don't have... I mean, we have another source, but whatever. Protection from Fire. That we can just drop. We will never wear a regular Ring of Protection from Fire. The odds of that are 0. We have currently 2 sources of Protection from Fire naturally. Aw, it made us sick. Potions of blood give you some... it gives you some nutrition, but it can also make you feel sick, which it did. Oh, we're starving. Let's eat this meat ration. Whatever. I'm being a little cavalier with permafood. I probably shouldn't be, considering that we are going for the extended late game. And Pandemonium and the Hells have few, if any, sources of food. It's mostly demons. The Abyss, you can find food lying around periodically, but let's actually retreat to here. These flying skulls will shriek and alert other things to our presence. The crypts are quieter than other branches, which means sound carries further, which means more things know where you are at any given time, so you can get swarmed by all kinds of undead and other things. Necromancers, that whole business. Ooh, a legendary deck of cards. We actually have enough evocations to make that maybe interesting. Let's see what it does. Legendary deck of war with velocity on top. I'm not sure what velocity does. Let's identify this Wand of Teleportation. And ooh, it's a 3-for-1 Wand of Digging. The decks can be really powerful, especially if you're worshipping Nemelex. Nemelex Zobe. Who allows you to manipulate the cards in any given deck. What does velocity do? Oh! It casts haste and swiftness, or just swiftness, but... I guess we can use that as a... Probably an escape mechanism is our best bet. Ooh, what is this? Is this a Curse Skull? That's a Curse Skull. Curse Skulls are really dangerous. They can torment us, as you just saw. Let's use this card. And run for the hills. Yeah. So that was... Oh, yikes. And Mara. Yeah, we need to get out of here. Right away. Okay, well, forget the crypts. I don't want to deal with Mara and a Curse Skull. That's... We'll get to that later. For now, let's go back to our stash, why don't we? And, let's go back to our stash. Oh, actually, let's... Hold on. Kill this stone giant, obviously. Let's grab that crystal plate armor while we're thinking about it. And transport it to our stash so that some random wandering monster doesn't put us on and kick our teeth in. Not that that's likely at all. It's highly unlikely on a level that you've already cleared, but no reason to risk it when it's just as easy to cart it over here and drop it off with this other armor that we have found. Man, that's a really cool crystal plate armor. I think I've only found one artifact crystal plate armor before. It was also a gift from Okawaru, and it had something like -7 damage on it, so I just couldn't use it, which was really depressing. Oh, yeah, I want to use this Scroll of Enchant armor. I was saving one, actually, for this Shield of Reflection when we found it. I want to get this maximally enchanted so that it's resistant to corrosion and whatnot. Yeah. Because I kind of want to do the slime pits now. I think that that's a good source of experience. It's probably a little safer than the depths and whatnot. Let's see. So I want to pick up... Probably what I'll just do is use this great mace. Yeah. I guess we dropped our... I wonder where that mace, that other mace that we were using went. Oh, we dropped it in volts too. Eh. This is gonna do more damage. And we don't want to wear this shield anyway, because it'll get corroded like crazy. we'll keep this whip on us, but we're just going to wield this. And, in fact, we'll even bind it to A for now, so that we can switch back and forth with impunity. And we'll switch over here, since I believe all of our equipment now is immune to corrosion slash, you know, a artifact or whatever. Oh, before we forget, let's put on our resist mutation, which is really nice. Clarity we'll hang on to in case we encounter, I don't know, some things that bother us. Let's drop off this deck of war for now. I don't feel particularly inclined to mess around with that. It is entirely possible that we abandon Okawaru at some point for Nemelex, but that'll be once we get to the Orb of Zot and see where we stand from there. I probably won't abandon Okawaru before the Realm of Zot. Okay, let's go to the slime pits. Let me just make sure. Oh, we don't have a source of resist corrosion, resist acid. Unless we put this on. But then putting that on means it'll get corroded because it's only slightly resistant to corrosion. Man, that's rough. Do we have our core? Yeah, that's the only source that we have found to resist corrosion. Well, we could do the depths, see if we don't come across some random source of resist corrosion. Let's go to the depths and try out this Great Mace for a little while, see how we do with it instead of with a shield. We'll switch over to sword and board, or, you know, mason board, as it were. Yeah, so we've only poked our head into the depths, and we probably saw those guys and went, yipe, 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 and ran out. This is fine, I guess. It's not ideally branded for us, or rather its, you know, its artifact brand is not great for us because we don't have any skill with necromancy, so pain doesn't do much of anything. And it's, of course, useless against non-living creatures, so demons, undead, all that business. I don't know, I did find that cool Executioner's Axe in the last video. It's a very powerful weapon, certainly, but no, we don't want to butcher the ugly thing corpses. We do wish to butcher the dire elephant corpse, and then pray over the ugly things. That's a lot of ground to make up, putting points into axes. If I do that, it'll probably be, again, in the extended endgame. I'll just scum around the abyss for a while and get some points in axes. Just because I don't really want... Like, we've put a lot of eggs into this Maces and Flails basket, and we might as well make use of them. One nice thing is that we don't have to worry about finding Mara anywhere else. Oh, Blat. Norris. Norris is quite painful. Let's do that. Oh man, it made 2 Ettins. Let's cast Swiftness and get out of here. Just because this is kind of a dangerous situation, I don't feel like we're ideally prepared to deal with it without an escape route. And now we have an escape route, so we're fine. Like, fighting 2 Ettins one at a time, no problem. Fighting 2 Ettins at once with other stuff, potentially a huge problem. And there's no reason for us to... There's no reason for us to force that fight there. We're not, you know, backed into a corner or anything. I only have 34 bolts left right now, but I've got 100 in my stash or something like that, so not concerned. I'm really waiting on an Evening Star God gift. All right, let's get Heroism, Haste, or Finesse, rather, before we take on Norris. He's kind of rough. Cool. No worries. We ain't scared. Giant Eyeball's kind of annoying. Paralyzation is not awesome for us, though we do have a reasonably high armor class as it is. Sacrifice some stuff. Norris had this Battle Axe of Freezing, I guess. Yeah, we'll eat this elf. Our intelligence damage is temporary. Oh, Rocky Balboa. A mighty gargoyle conjurer of Vehement. Oh, he knows Lehudib's crystal spear. And is in Kundran's battle sphere. Ah. Oh. This is rough. Well, at least we've got a Shield of Reflection that may take care of things for us somewhat. We can blast it with fire. And let's drink one of these potions of haste. That seems reasonable. I actually probably should save those now that I think about it. Ooh, we are on fire. That's okay. We're pretty resistant to fire. We're not too worried. Nice. Got him. Yeah, that was probably a mistake of me to drink the potion of haste. I should have just used Okawaru's stuff. It's not like we're going to run out of piety or anything. We don't even super need to keep piety high for a bunch of god gifts at this point because we're pretty well kitted out. I mean, a nice Evening Star would be fantastic. I would love an Evening Star. Evening Star is like a Morning Star, but better. Strictly. It's like same accuracy of -1, and it's, I don't know, 15 damage instead of 13, something like that. It's really good. Oh, our repel missiles finally wore off. How's our deflect missiles coming along? Slowly. Achingly slowly. I guess we could put some... not yet. We'll just keep training Charms and Air Magic, because we can eventually memorize Haste as well. That's why Charms is great. Air Magic, we can eventually memorize Tornado. That's why that's great. Boots. We already have boots that are doing something important for us. Resist Poison and See Invisible. The See Invisible is the more important thing. I haven't found too many other sources of that that are convenient for us. Let's just put on... Where's our other amulet? Did I drop it? Oh. Where did it go? It's probably in our inventory, and I'm just missing it repeatedly. Oh no, it's in our stash. Darn. Would have been nice. Would have been nice to deal with this blizzard demon. No, we don't want to walk into freezing vapor. We do want to close somewhat with this guy. Yeah. Okay, so we're okay as far as taking on the Abyss, I think. Not 100% sure, but it's looking that way. Oh, wow, that's a Hellion. That's why. Okay, well. Lightning. And then we'll just bash it. Hellions are rough. They're not on the same scale. They're not even in the same league as Tier 1 demons. Staff of Wizardry. Okay, so that's a second source of wizardry. Second source of wizardry doesn't help much. We'll just leave that there. Get our whip back. Is this immune to acidic corrosion, actually? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we could take it into the slime pits. If we found an artifact shield, that would be the best. We could use the shield of the gong, but I'm not a big fan of the shield of the gong. That's just a regular crystal plate armor, but that's still really cool. 2 crystal plate in 1 run. That's neat. Of execration and weightlessness. I'm actually not sure what the word execration means. I'm going to look it up because I like words. Execration means the act of cursing or denouncing. A curse or imprecation. Okay, that's cool. So a book of curses and weightlessness. Not awesome. It doesn't really do anything for us. I mean, we'll hang on to it until we want to drop it, basically. If we end up taking it back to our stash, that's fine. If we don't, I don't care. We were drained and then immediately got it back. Just draining is not an effect I want branded on my weapons. And at this point, I'm holding out for an artifact anyway. Might as well eat this frost giant. Piety's nice, but so's permafood. Permafood's fine. We'll do heroism for this Emperor Scorpion just because they are strong. They can do a reasonable amount of damage. We are, I don't think, ever going to want Ice Dragon armor. Ooh, good. Another scroll of enchant armor. Yeah, this is no problem. Let's use it on this Shield of Reflection. I mean, there's a tiny chance that someday we'll find a large Shield of Reflection and we'll regret not being able to enchant it, but whatever. If we find a large Shield of Reflection, we'll be happy no matter what. And I'm holding out still for an artifact shield of some point. Something other than the Shield of the Gong. Something that doesn't notify the entire level where we are. I believe it's the loudest effect in the game. I'm not certain, but... how's this coming? 99% still. Bleh. I kind of want to turn air magic off for a little bit and put some points into spellcasting. Leave charms on. I want to be able to cast haste so that we don't have to either rely on our... we either don't have to rely on our finesse or our wand. We don't have to recharge the Wand of Hasting whenever we want a haste effect. We can save that for our Wand of Heal Wounds. Or whatever. It just gives us options. Boggarts can be dangerous if they summon a lot of dudes, which they can. They are excellent summoners. Armor Boutique. What do we have here? Bad things. Yeah, those are all bad things. I want them not. Another crossbow from Okawaru. Dude, you already gave me the best crossbow you could give me. Don't... Yeah, that's just dumb. Why would you give me that? That's just dumb. It's bad. You don't give me an awesome gift and then... Oh, no. What happened to us? Something reaches out for you. I guess it just summoned a demon. Okay. Wow, that was good. Zot traps are really bad. They can, like, drain all your wands or permanently reduce your stuff. Or any number of really bad things. The Shield of Reflection makes fighting enemies with ranged attacks fairly trivial. Or at least ranged attacks that can be reflected. Not all can. I think I want to pray over that one. A Mimic. Man, there are a lot of Zot traps on this level. Ooh, and we can maximally enchant our Shield of Reflection. That's great. Yeah, it is resistant to acidic corrosion, but only resistant, not beyond, not like extremely resistant or immune. Invisibility, we don't care. Nothing we fight from here on out is going to be confused by invisibility. A Ruined Demon Whip. Another Ruined Demon Whip. The Enchantress. Ho-ho. This is interesting. She can strip our resistance and confuse us. She can also haste her allies. Well, let's get ourselves set up here. Let's kill this shapeshifter behind us so it doesn't turn into something crazy. Definitely focus on the Enchantress. Oh, Jesus. Summoned giant berserking elephant. That seems strong. I really want to kill the Enchantress first and foremost so she can't haste these other guys. Let's heal ourselves up a little bit. No reason to die needlessly. Let's haste ourselves. Okay, let's get rid of this polar bear that's berserking on our face. And these Spriggans. And this guy riding a thing. Okay, alright, that was a good fight. What do we have here? Fairy dragon armor. Huh. Oh, it's just a... I see, it's just an artifact modeled dragon armor. What's this buckler? Cold resistance? That's usable, I suppose. A quick blade, a demon whip of flaming. What's its bonus? +1, +5? Okay, if we get in a spot where we need flaming, that's fine, I guess. Plain deck of cards. Meh. Oh, I guess we are quite hungry. We should probably eat one of these guys. Didn't provide much sustenance, but what do you expect? They're tiny little dudes. +1 fairy dragon armor. Gives us resist poison and resist... Oh, it doesn't give us resist sticky flame. It just said it. Resisted sticky flame. That's weird. This is kind of a... Oh, it used to be a race of the same species as modeled ones, but they went extinct. That's actually a really cool armor. It's got a very low encumbrance rating, but a very high base armor rating, resist poison. That would be really useful if we were a spellcaster, but... I mean, if we were like a pure spellcaster early on. But we are perfectly content with our awesome Pearl Dragon armor. +8 currently. Now that our Shield of Reflection is maximally enchanted, I will be using further Scrolls of Enchant armor on the Pearl Dragon armor. Since really, like, artifacts are the only thing that we're going to be using that would be better than it anyway. We can grab these bolts, sure, why not? There are a bunch of bolts all over the dungeon. The only reason why I don't have more of them on me is because they do weigh something, and, you know, we don't have the just bonkers strength that we do with some characters, like a Minotaur Berserker or a follower of Chabritos. Oop, I don't know why I went down the stairs there. I'm not even done with this level. That was a very silly thing. Little mini vault here with some demons inside. A portal to hell. We'll probably do hell at some point along the way. It's not super rewarding as far as items go. It can provide you with a lot of experience. Fortunately, we are definitely in a good place with items, so we don't have to worry too much about that. I don't know why it felt the need for us to explore that area again. Scroll of Enchant Weapon 1, that will also go towards this Demon Whip. Spellcasting's at level 2, hooray. Very ugly thing. Ooh, a shiny large shield. Fire resistance, that's not terrible. I mean, it's kind of bad, but not the worst. How much does it shield? 42 as compared to 32. We'll, I mean, I guess we'll keep it with us and drop it off in our stash. We would have to train shields up to like 20 or 22, something like that, to remove all the penalty from it. And I kind of want to hold out for a shield of reflection if we're going to do that. Drained us, got the experience back. That's nice. Let's, use this on our... Freezing, I think, is a better brand than Flaming. I guess we could have used it on the Flaming just in case. But, like, later on, there's a really scary enemy called the Orb of Fire, which you may have seen me fight in one of my previous videos. And Orbs of... Ooh, a Flayed Ghost. That's scary. Let's kill that first. Yeah. Not as worried about being drained as I am about being flayed to death. Yeah, Orbs of Fire are really tough, and they're basically immune to fire. Like, they're not immune to Hellfire, I guess, but they're pretty darn immune. Firestorm also bypasses resistance. But by and large, let's get heroism and finesse. This feels like a tricky... Ow. This actually is a really dangerous situation. We're going to need to heal ourselves up a bit and haste ourselves. And kill this Etten first, I guess? There are just way more giants here in this situation than I anticipated there being. There are a lot of giants. Ettins can be dangerous just because, you know, dire flails do a lot of damage. Oh, this is a really tough fight, guys. Oh, all right. I mean, we made it through. We made it through, but that was rough. Doop-a-doo. Sure, whatever. You're doing your thing. Notably, we don't have a source of regeneration currently. Why are we not doing damage to this guy? I don't know. He did have a ruined Great Mace, though, which is worth investigation. Let's sort of seal ourselves off here in our little room. Oh. Great Mace of Protection. Bleh. Don't care. We will rest up here. Okay. 169 hit points is fine. It's short of where I want to be for Zot. I like being at around, well, over 200 for Zot, certainly. And preferably higher than that. We're going to need to train up our fighting skill more than a race that has a bonus to hit points, or than if we had the robust tier 3 mutation. But I think I like augmentation even better than robust. I feel like there are more situations where getting a few early hits on something is going to be really strong, especially since that slaying bonus applies to our Hellfire. So that +6/+6 at full health is actually +14/+14. It's pretty cool. That's right. This is an artifact robe, which we might try on. It's kind of cool, actually, but, I mean, the penalty to our armor class is... I mean, going to Evasion 27 is nice and all, but... Yeah, we'll keep equipping ourselves. That's fine. The Ogre Mage couldn't kill us in the time it took to put that on, and it was important that we have that on. I really shouldn't have even tried it on at this particular place. No, yes. Eat the Ogre, sacrifice the Frost Giant. This is a pretty tough depths level. I feel like this is one of the harder depths that I've faced. Scrolls of Holy Word obviously are not useful to us because they will just kill us. Yeah, I'm not going to be wearing this robe. I am a huge fan of guaranteed armor reduction. That's... I can't pick up everything without burdening ourselves. What is it that we're carrying that's so heavy? This great mace that isn't all that great. Bleh. What if we eat a lychee? There we go. I'm not used to having to actually worry about my carrying capacity. I'm used to just carrying everything around with me and dropping things as I go, but... I mean, dropping things only when I run out of inventory space. Kill this Tengu. War Axe of Distortion. That could have banished us. Instead, it teleported us into a room with a Storm Dragon and a Minotaur. Yikes. Minotaur is probably scariest, followed by this Draconian. Oh, it was a Shapeshifter. Yeah, it was good that we got rid of that. Shapeshifters, I mean, the disparity in power level between creatures of the same hit dice can be quite large, depending on the hit die. So even though I'm hungry, I'm sacrificing some of these corpses because they will grant me very high amounts of piety. No. Man, I feel like we're just carrying too much stuff. Let's just drop this and come back for it if we ever want it. Ooh, a scroll of recharging. I kind of want to use that on our Wand of Heal Wounds. Wand of Hasting is also an option, but wow, that was a really horrible recharge. I feel cheated. Deflect Missiles is still uncastable. Ring of Poison Resistance is not useful to us. This is kind of a cool little series of mini vaults. I feel like we're getting a decent amount of treasure, which is certainly nice. It's always a plus. Lots of animals, oddly. More animals than you generally see outside of the lair. Evasion is up to 22. That's nice. Dodging has reached level 14. Yeah, the spread seems fine for now. Soldier Ant is whatever, you know. Oh, it's a shapeshifter in reality. Death Yaks. Yaktars. As I've probably mentioned before, yaks are not to be trifled with. Though we are far beyond a cursed ring of sustenance. That's odd. You rarely see rings of sustenance with a curse on them. It's usually rings of hunger, but I'm not complaining. Asterion! Oh, he's dangerous, especially since that Sphinx could... nah, there's no way that Sphinx can paralyze us. We are way too strong. We have way too much magic resistance, rather. Let's go ahead and get some heroism up, though. No reason in taking Asterion lightly. No reason to experience hubris. He's wearing a shield of some sort? It's not a special shield, I don't think. Yeah, he can use Spectral Weapon, which I believe goes away when we kill him. Yeah. Let's kill the Sphinx first. Okawaru gave us Chainmail, I guess? At least it's Artifact Chainmail. Is this shield special? No. And we don't care. Demon Trident, meh, whatever. Demon Tridents and Demon Whips were a lot cooler for us before they removed the racial thing. Oh, we're burdened. Huh. We can just drop this shield. We can always come back for it later. Oh, I guess let's try on this armor. It's not bad. Plus 6 chainmail, plus dex, plus int, but I don't know. 25 armor class, 30 armor class. Yeah, it's just not as good as what we're wearing. Yeah, 10 base armor rating as opposed to 8. Lower encumbrance rating. All of these things add up to us not using that. I think we're kind of outlasting Okawaru's usefulness here. Oh dear. Catoblepus. We're going to be petrified here, which is a little scary. Our evasion goes to 0, but we don't lose our armor class, which is nice. Ice Dragonhide in case we ever, for whatever crazy reason, decide we want an Ice Dragon armor. I don't think so. We'll ignore it. We already have a Wand of Disintegration. 1 is always enough. I mostly carry Wands of Disintegration for statues. We can't pick up a Scroll of Identify without burdening ourselves. That's silly. Let's eat a pear then. Pick up the scroll. Man, there are just a bunch of little mini dungeons or mini vaults here. This has been a really cool vault level. I like it. It's a neat design. What else can we drop? I guess we're carrying 1,000,000 scrolls of Remove Curse. We don't need that one. I feel like I'm just kind of leaving stuff strewn about the dungeon. Willy-nilly, which is fine. Let's do some praying, get some piety. Disc of Storms is kind of cool. Whatever, ignore it. I don't care. This level has a ton of loot on it, which is cool. We have 1,000,000 potions of curing. Ugh. Let's just drop like 20 bolts. Yeah, that freed up a little bit of... Huh. This has been a really cool depths level. I like it. Ton of treasure. Might as well drop all of these bolts and just quiver the steel bolts. That's fine. We can always grab more bolts later. The Rakshasa is more dangerous, by far. La da 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 da. Okay, well that seems to be the end of that little inner maze area. Ooh, a ziggurat. Well, dear viewers, that's going to be something we want to do eventually. Not yet. We're not strong enough, not by a long shot. If you enter a ziggurat before level 27, you are either stupid or desperate. Or foolish, if you don't know better. That counts as being foolish. Potion, curing, gold, plain deck of cards. We don't care about a plain deck of cards. Done exploring. Alright, let's go back to our stash, and I will end the video here, dear viewers. I won't even make you watch us run back to the stash. Thanks for watching. This has been another fun video. That was a really cool little depths level, I don't know, series of vaults. So thank you for watching. It's been fun. See you next time.